right, our second story here. Now, this one's not on the LGBTQ, but it's on the other hot button political issue of the day. That is our gun control. Now, I'm not talking about gun control here. I'm talking about something that goes along with what is happening here. And this is from a pet store. A pet store in Southern California. Why am I not surprised this is in California? California's got to be really out there. But an animal shelter, now they call themselves a shelter, it's just because they've been denied other things, it's really a pet store. Animal shelter says, stand up with us on gun control or we will not adopt a pet to you. You will comply or you will not receive our business. That's what it's talking about. Let's get into the article. An animal shelter in Southern California has made it clear that if you want to adopt a pet from their center, you must stand with their beliefs on gun control, or we will not adopt a pet to you. All right, where's the cancel culture? Where is it? They should be shut down. They should be destroyed. Their business should be destroyed. Why? Because what's the difference between them making a political statement saying, you got to agree with us on guns, or we're not going to give you any business, or a bakery saying, hey, I'm sorry, I just don't celebrate homosexual weddings. I'll sell you any other cake you want, but just not for that occasion. And I'll even recommend a bakery that you can go to that'll do it for you. And that bakery being destroyed because of it. What's the difference? There's not really. The shelter Hope Pet Shop in Thousand Oaks added a question to their potential pet adopters that they must answer if they want a pet from the shelter. The question reads, where do you stand on gun control? The Hill reported in a piece published Thursday. The owner of the shop, Kim Sill, shared that the shop doesn't support those who believe the Second Amendment means the right to buy assault weapons. We believe that if we can make our voices heard on how we feel, we can make an impact. The Shelter Hope Pet Shop owner wrote on its website, we do not support those who believe that the Second Amendment gives them the right to buy assault weapons. If your beliefs are not in line with ours, we will not adopt a pet to you. Isn't that fascinating? Because that looks very similar, as I said, to the bakery, to the pet shop, to the photo studio, photographer. Very, very similar. That if you don't agree with our politics, we're not going to do business with you. That's really what it's coming down to. Now, I'm going to ask, what do pets and guns have in common? Not much. Unless maybe you're buying a hunting dog. Buying a hound dog, go get a hound dog and go hunting with it. Other than that, I don't think there is one. It's a political statement. And notice that it's over beliefs. That's what they say. We believe. We believe. You must believe as we do, or we won't give you business. If you want a dog, you must comply with our beliefs. You must comply with our beliefs. Now you may be going, it's just a pet store. It was just a bakery. It was just a photographer. What happens when the governments get on this? You say, no, they couldn't get away with that. Canada already tried it years ago. Justin Trudeau tried this years ago. And the issue of abortion. And the idea of summer student grant applications. You must check this form that you agree that a woman has a right to kill her baby. Now, they didn't say it like that. But the idea of abortion rights. They said, you've got to agree to the abortion rights. Or you're not going to get the financing. And I heard interviews with places saying, well, we couldn't hire students this year because we couldn't sign it. So they were being denied this grant money. And it's why they said that it was under the guise of, we just want to make sure that the money that is given isn't being used to promote against these things. In other words, we don't want to give our money to a company that says, hey, we're going to hire a student just to go protest, basically, against abortion. But that's not who it hurt. It hurt camps who have nothing to do with abortion. But if they're Christian camps, they couldn't sign it. And they weren't allowed to take use of the money. And so they're saying basically, You must comply or we're going to deny you these privileges. We're going to deny you this business. How much further before this really starts to take off? That you've got to comply with this, you got to comply with that. And I guarantee it's going to start, you'll see it with these small businesses, but you're really going to start seeing it, I think, probably with government forms. Joe Biden, I think, did the exact same thing here in the States not too long ago. We're saying, hey, you're not going to be able to, we're not going to give your schools the lunch funding unless you put transgender washrooms in your schooling. That you have to accept the transgender ideology. We're not going to give you any money. This is what it comes to. That you will comply or you're not going to get the funding. And this is why I always encourage every Christian organization, do not take government money. Do not take government money. I don't care if you're a church camp, whatever. If the government comes offering you money, refuse it. Because the second you take public money, and this is the aspect of the way it is, as soon as you take it, you're going to have these LGBTQ mafia, you're going to have the transgender mafia, you're going to have these critical race mafias coming in and saying, oh, they took this money, well, now they have to give this, they have to promote this, they have to promote that. And you will comply or you're going to be put into oblivion. That is what is going on. Now, fortunately, not everybody agrees with this on here, but let's go back to the story here. And they continue on, and she says, thank you for the kind and thoughtful comments on this post. The shop message on Facebook later read about the policy. To the many angry humans who posted comments here, I will say it again. I should not have to carry a gun to protect my shelter and to protect my staff, animals, and volunteers. I have the right to adopt to like-minded beings in regard to gun control, the post added. Many of your comments are not worthy of response, so I'll refrain from posting one. See, again, she's just saying, you don't believe like I do? So you don't get a pet. Now, here's the thing. She's saying, I shouldn't have to. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a gun. I don't own a gun. No one's forcing her to own a gun. But she says, you just got to believe as I do. Let's go. Okay. Reading through the comments on the shop's Facebook page, many people voiced their criticism of the shelter's new criteria. As the owner shared, the policy was enacted following the Uvalde school shooting in Texas. Yes, that was an absolutely horrible event. Here's it. You're not doing the animals any favor with this attitude, one person shared. Nobody said you should have to carry a gun to protect yourself either. That's a choice. The chances of you needing a gun are slim, but I prefer to carry because I feel safer when traveling, while sleeping, etc. We already have many common sense gun laws. Now they need to use them. Would you rather protect yourself with a knife if a knife-wielding crazy comes at you? I'm more afraid of knives than guns. Another wrote, this is a wonderful business strategy. Shooting yourself in the foot, so you have to work twice as hard to find homes for the pets. Oh, that's right. They'll have to remain animals that much longer because you made it that much harder for them to be adopted as pets. Again, pets cannot have a home because I, as a legal gun owner and an African-American woman who lives with daughters, has taken steps to be able to defend myself and my family, another shared. And then it goes off into the debate over the Second Amendment. But it's this idea here, this challenging idea, that you have to comply or we're not going to give you business. And I think it's going to start with these small things, and then it's going to build up. And you go, where is it ultimately going to go? Well, I think it's ultimately going to go exactly where the Bible says it's going to go. Revelation 13, without the mark of the beast, you will not be able to buy or sell. And remember, that's not just about receiving like a social mark. This isn't the same as those people who got a shot in paper saying I can go out to dinners now and theaters now, which proved to be useless in the end, ultimately. But at the same, it's going to be an act of worship. You have to bow down to this worship, bow down to this image, and receive the mark, and then you can engage in the marketplace. Now, and they're saying, look, you've got to bow down to our ideology. Whether they like it or not, this left-wing extreme has become its own religion. It's about beliefs. It's about practices. They have their own liturgy. They have their own liturgical calendar. If you look at it, when you've got Black History Month, then you've got to celebrate that as a business, you're going to be shut down. Then you're going to have the Pride Month. You've got to celebrate that or you're going to be shut down as a business, or you're not going to be able to participate in the marketplace. This is, it's a precursor to everything that's coming. You wonder how that would take place. You're seeing it. If you don't agree with our stances, you cannot have our product. But remember, if it's a Christian who says, We don't agree. We'll point you in the place where somebody who does. Sorry, we can't celebrate. We're not going to bow down to the LGBTQ idol. You're going to be taken out of the marketplace. That's what's going to happen. But these types of things, hopefully, it'll come to nothing. But it seems more that it's going to pick up. That you will comply or you will be shut down. Hey, I just want to thank you for watching. If you like the content, want to subscribe, like, tell a friend, get the word out. Also, if you want more content, you can follow me on YouTube, on Rumble, or you can even download the Foundation with Steve Teed podcast and Take Me on the Go, found on almost all podcast apps. This couldn't happen without you, and I encourage you, build on a strong foundation.